You've probably sat in a meeting where somebody's pointed at a chart and said, hang on, is that gross profit or net? And the whole discussion falls apart. Everyone starts guessing or digging through their emails or waiting for the BI developer to decode how the calculation was built. And suddenly, the dashboard feels more confusing than helpful. And when your reports can't answer those basic questions themselves, does teams slow down? Decisions feel riskier. You're left relying on old, dusty documentation that nobody's updating. My name is Anne. I'm going to show you today a really quick, super simple, built into Power BI feature that creates a glossary right inside your report. Just one line of code that you or your developer can easily add. But what actually causes that disconnect between a definition and a report? Because the example I gave earlier on really is very real. Profit on a chart means absolutely nothing if it doesn't say if it's gross or net. And terms like profit, adoption, utilization, they can all mean slightly different things depending on the context or the department. I do see organizations having great intentions, that those conversations are happening around the definition, but then it gets scattered across emails and share. And because those definitions vary, it causes confusion. And I know having varying definitions isn't ideal, but it is realistic. What makes this process any different from all the other abandoned documentation templates that you have? Well, in all cases, gathering and maintaining definitions is the key to success. And Power BI makes that really easy. When we open the model view, actually Power BI gives us a description box, which we can populate with our definitions. So for example, if you have a measure called target reopen rate, all you have to do is just add the exact business definition for that metric into the description box. This is huge for governance because it directly links the calculation and the definition side by side. It starts to act as a sanity check. What I mean by that is if a report reader reads the definition and feels that it's wrong, they're effectively identifying that the underlying calculation, the code itself, might be doing the wrong thing. They can't fix the DAX, which is the measure is written in, but they have that visibility to now flag that to the developer. It's these exact definitions in the description box that are going to populate our glossary page automatically later. I know that we're all looking for ways to make governance simple, and features like this really help. Something else that you can use, if you've got a Copilot enabled workspace, then Copilot can actually help generate those descriptions and definitions for you. Instead of manually adding every single definition, Copilot can analyze the code itself and generate a plain language simple definition for you to include. This will only work if the workspace is Copilot enabled. Now, once we've populated our descriptions, here's how we're going to turn them into a page that anyone can use and view. We use Power BI's info.view functions, and I know that's the bit that sounds complicated, but stick with me because it's honestly one line of code that builds that entire table of metadata. In the model view, we click New Table, and then we're going to use this one line of code that creates the entire table. I'm going to paste this line of code down below in the description of this video. This table automatically then populates with the metadata for our measures. Now what we need to do is make it visible to our report users. In the report page, we're going to create a table and drop in the name and description from this table. And here's my secret sauce. I add a keyword slicer for the name. This really elevates the page because you've now built a search bar for your definitions table. And now you've just built a self-updating data dictionary or glossary for your report. Though some aesthetic formatting is still required, this is the bare bones of what's going to be an absolute game changer for your definitions. Today, we just focus on measures, but you can easily extend this table to include columns, tables, relationships, and I'll add a quick tech guide in my free members area on our website so that you or your BI developer can take a deeper look if you want to extend past measures. Everything is built-in features, it's transparent, and it stays in sync. So that's what's actually going to really make a big difference once you go live. It means that when a question comes up about a metric, all you now have to do is to type it into that search bar, that term, and the glossary will update to show you what the exact definition is. Your stakeholders can see exactly how a number is defined, whether it's in a meeting or they're looking at the report themselves. And I know Power BI governance is not the most glamorous of topics, but this one-page glossary really does make it so much easier to stay on top of definitions, which is the cornerstone of your users understanding their reports. And now that your Power BI report have a clear dynamic table of definitions that you can easily reference during a presentation, the next step is thinking about how to present it. Because it'd be such a shame to have built a wonderful, powerful, interactive glossary only to then show it on a static slide. So watch this next video and I'll show you how to embed live clickable Power BI dashboards inside PowerPoint so that every meeting runs on real-time data with zero panic. See you there.